Oh, this feels good. This feels good. I think I've gotten to the point where I can reliably and consistently get to the end of Endless Dungeon. Hello, creatures, and welcome to the one and only guide you're ever going to need for Endless Dungeon. We're going to be covering everything that you could possibly need to know about Endless Dungeon, including how to beat the final boss. The most important thing you're going to want to do is prep. What I mean by that is you're going to want to unlock a couple of characters, and that's going to take a couple of different runs to go through. The easiest way to do that is by playing the game on friendly mode. You unlock all of the exact same stuff, and it becomes slightly easier to actually, beat the game and get through and get all the achievements that you want. So if you're having a hard time unlocking heroes or gathering resources or whatever you need to do, change the difficulty and then come back to normal mode when you want to actually beat the boss. I'm going to give you the quick loadout that I'm going to be going with in this run, just so that way you can copy me if you want. And then as I go through the run, I'll be explaining little tidbits of information that will help you unlock everything that I've already got. So probably my favorite character here is Comrade. He's the last one that I unlocked. He starts with like a whole bunch of extra little turrets that he can put down himself. So you don't even need to spend any resources creating turrets. And I've tricked out into nothing but turret upgrades for him. And I'm going to take Blaze because, well, I just kind of prefer him. And we're going to take Burning Hot, better bombs. Yeah, it gives you slightly better crit chance and a little bit of extra wit so you can repair turrets better. Again, I'll be explaining the stats as we go through the game. And then finally, probably the most important character when you're trying to defeat this game is Shroom. She is the only character that can actually heal you while playing. So that way you don't have to spend so many resources on actual medkits. So what we go for here is plus 30% efficiency, so Soul Squeeze, Missing Marbles, and Pistolero. Sure. Basically, the way her skill works is she gets stacks of healing every time that she kills a monster. So that's why we give her a little bit of extra damage. And you can really go at this at any direction that you want. But I highly recommend that you get this little kiosk upgraded and opened. And the way that you do that is going to be through this little workshop area. This is how you upgrade all of your heroes. That's what we were just in. You can upgrade the weapons and do all of that. You don't have to do it. It just makes runs slightly easier. But in the saloon, you go in here. Basically, I focused on getting the designer wares unlocked. So that way we can get the legendary chest unlocked in every run. And as you see, we've got a surplus of screws and scrap available to us. So 1,000 scrap every time that we do a run really isn't anything. We get like a good 2,000-3,000 for a single run. Oh, one other thing that's super important to notice. The core itself has active core defenses when you first get there. And that's all of these. I'm actively over it. That's all of this right here. The active core defenses. The most troublesome ones that you're going to have are definitely going to be that first one that that reduces your damage, speed, and defense when you're in the crystal room, and the one that constantly damages your turrets. The way that you do this is the same way that you unlock all of these little floors. You just go through playing and you find a chest that will give you more and more keys. I've already unlocked all of the defenses, so it's just something you get for playing the game. You'll look here, over there, very top left. You'll see I have 0 of 1 keys. That means I have another key to unlock things like the next floor or unlock the core defenses. So if you're having trouble getting through this last fight because of these defenses, just play through at a couple of different angles and get these key unlocks from chests. Next up, I'm going to do this through the portal that I think most of you are going to have, well, everyone's going to have unlocked. This is the Astral Harbor. All right, so yeah, we're going to start in the Astral Harbor. Always going to go with Comrade, into Blaze, and then Shroom. Personally, my favorite set of characters, and honestly, if you have a friend that can play with you, that's going to make it significantly easier. Something else to make note of, this little challenge over here is one item that you're going to be using over in this little barkeep area, the cafe, and this is what you get when you are upgrading Shroom or when you're going through the quest line. So Medkit is like one of the only things that doesn't have a downside that I can see. As far as I can tell, it doesn't have any sort of downside to actually using this one. Everything else has a downside, which is super, super annoying. I'd really prefer that it didn't have those. But that's what we're running with. Oh, I'm over the minimap. Gotta fix that. Oh, I totally forgot to show you this. In the same slot that you can upgrade heroes, you can upgrade the crystal bot. So you start, when you get an upgrade, you get an upgrade start. I'm going to skip this for now. This is the chest that we bought earlier. Oh, one of my favorite weapons here, the little fire weapon. And then I believe, yeah, we have you here. Something to note, when you're changing between your heroes, you can use 1, 2, and 3 to specifically choose them, or just space to span between them. Get used to using like the 1, 2, and 3 to make it a little bit easier to go to the exact one that you want. Ooh, more shove damage. I'll go with that one, and then we're going to switch back to my main fun friend character. And then we really want to... This isn't necessary for making the run successful, but I'm trying to get that under 60-minute achievement that no one has gotten yet. So let's see if I can actually do that. So when I'm going through this, I'm going to usually select the industry resource generation first, because that's kind of the most important one that we can get. And I'm actually going to... we're going to go into science next as well. Because we have the healer, we aren't going to actually... Oh, there's still a door over here. Because we have the healer, we aren't actually going to need... too many of our healing medkits, but we are going to want the food for actually like upgrading our heroes. So a quick rundown as to what each resource is for. The food is for upgrading your heroes or getting medkits to heal them. The industry is for things like upgrading the resource generator, putting down turrets, doing all kinds of things that require you to build something. Oh, and then this guy here has different resource requirements when he is here. He's not always going to ask for science. He'll ask for industry or food. It kind of changes up. But this is a really good way to get good weapons. So I believe, yeah, I'm going to want to pick you up. So that way, my blaze can pick up the... This is a really good lightning electric weapon that... Short range, but I gave it a couple of upgrades, and it does like 100 times 2 shock damage, which is super, super nice. And something else to make note of, all of these enemies have specific weaknesses and defenses or resistances. So I'm going to go ahead, go here. What happens here is when you select this, it immediately triggers a wave. I don't need to do this because we're currently on a very low danger meter. And the way that the danger meter goes up is by opening doors and discovering new enemy areas. So every time that you open a door, you'll notice the danger wave starts getting a little bit more edgy. Oh, this is a really good upgrade. It's going to reduce the amount of turrets that we have in total, but we've already got like 3 stacks, so it's not that big of a deal. And overall, it's going to give us a lot more damage. So we're going to pick that up, and I think that spins everything that we have. Sometimes you can get an upgrade in this that lets you upgrade everyone. It's a very rare occurrence, though. Oh, and now our danger meter is like maxed out. So now I'm going to go ahead and start the next wave and hold Alt. I'm going to use keyboard references, but hold Alt to immediately teleport back to your crystal. You're going to want to set up defenses pretty much in choke points. That's going to be your most successful way of winning the game, really. If you do that, then it's going to be a whole lot easier to defend. Right now, we have a really good choke point here because both of our enemy spawns are on this side, and we can just set up a choke here. And they won't be able to... I do that all the time. They won't be able to get to our resource generators. If they destroy your resource generator, you don't generate extra resources. And now, on the topic of the resource generators, you'll see in the top right corner is all of our resources. And they have a +5, +10. Those are every time that you open a door. It is not a per wave situation. It is every time that you open a door. So, as long as we have these resource generators up, we get slightly more resources. So you will notice as soon as I go in here and open this door, boom, we get 10, 10, and 5. And then that can be upgraded by using those resource generators. Oh, and these are the cores that you use to upgrade your characters. Oh, Needler. I think I'm going to swap out. So it's each character either has a handgun or a heavy gun. I believe heavy guns do more damage, but this character being a support makes sense. They don't do a whole lot of damage. I'm going to swap this out. Now, I'm not entirely convinced that all of the elemental weapons are entirely worth the damage downgrade, but from what I can tell, elemental weapons are super, super good against their specific enemy that they are good against. In general, you can still have like an elemental weapon that is not super crazy good. So this item here is how you unlock locked doors. So this door here that was locked earlier is now no longer locked. So you need to find these when you run into those red doors. There's a whole lot of information to go over, and I'm hopeful that if you're missing something, you'll just back up and catch what I was saying. And hopefully I finished the whole thought. So yeah, we're trying to run through everything as fast as we possibly can. Not because it changes the difficulty for the game or anything, but because I'm trying really hard to get this done in under an hour and get to the core and beat the game, because there is a 0% achievement in the Steam library right now that I would like to have a part in. And, you know, if I can have that, that'd be some great clickbait. Here is the final door. So this door, you're going to notice, is marked with the little crystal bot. So I'm going to go ahead and start this because, yeah, we have a wave incoming now. When you move your crystal bot, there will be a permanent wave until you slot your crystal bot back into place. So I'm going to go through really quick while I can. We're just going to pop. I'm going to drop the heroes here so that way they can defend. So what I'm doing is I'm running through and opening every single door that I can get to immediately. And the reason I'm doing this, again, is because we are working on that resource generation. You don't want to do that before this point. It makes it way, way more difficult if you do this. Don't go opening your doors too early. The earlier you open them, the more difficult the waves are going to be. But obviously, opening the doors gives you resources, so you have to find a balance there. I typically will send my crystal bot off to do its final, like, slot into a new place or open the mega door or something. I'll have it do that, and then I'll run through and try to hit everything. Ooh, this is a really, really huge thing that if you can do this frequently, it will save you a ton of time and make your runs significantly better. So what I just did is I activated the research deal there that I don't know the name of. But I activated it, so now we are getting a slightly more reinforced wave, but because the crystal bot is drilling through that main door there, we are going to not have to worry about this wave anymore. As soon as they get through that wave, through that door, it doesn't matter if the wave is still going or not. The crystal bot will teleport us over there, and the wave will be immediately done. So, wave's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it's entirely worth it if you can get to that research station and pop it off just before you get teleported over. Because here's what's about to happen. Yeah, there it is. So, everybody just teleported there, and you get teleported back here. So now the door is closing, and this wave is going to be over. It doesn't matter. So, this is what I was talking about before. Your crystal bot is, as soon as they leave their spot, if they are not slotted in, all of the enemies start spawning in. So if you are going to dig up a crystal, move to a new location, as long as that crystal bot is moving, you will be just stuck on infinite wave. So, something to note with that, there is a thing you can do where you can do hold space. Again, keyboard references. I hope that you can find the controller references if you need them, because, well, I am trying to do a lot of information talking, and there's a lot to go through. The blue ones, these little industry steeple dealy here thing, this is going to be a benefit to you. So you go to it, it gives you 2 industry production. There we go. Words hard. You go there, you activate it, and you get the bonus. Again, always starting with industry. So when doing that, there are 3 different colors of that kind of totem pole. I don't know why that's my idea. But there are 3 different colors. Blue is good. Yellow is beneficial to both you and the monsters. And red is only beneficial to the enemies. Let's see. Do I have... Okay, I do have one. This is my favorite little electric one to get. This is a very quick but low damage and high range damaging item. Ooh, okay. So this is something that you'll have to do a lot, is move your crystal bot to a new location to open up these new doors. The crystal bot's not going to directly interact with these doors, but you'll see when you step up next to it, it can only be unlocked when the crystal bot is in this room. Typically, my playstyle, I want to wait until we're very close to a wave, so that way we're not exactly generating an extra wave. Because if I do it early, then that's kind of wasted time. I feel like it's wasted time, at least. So we're getting closer to the red level of danger, and then I'm going to actually go back here. If you hold space, I said it before, but if you hold space, you can pull the heroes towards you. When you do it on the crystal bot, it will give you a... Oh, we're hitting a red. Okay, so I'm going to do this really quick, and then we're going to go ahead and leave. When you do it on your crystal bot, you can do it early, and then you have to confirm it. As soon as you do that, you start the next wave, or you're getting the next wave to start. So again, when the crystal bot is not in a slot, they're going to start a new wave. Now what you want to do is get here and hit E on this slot, so that way it knows where it's going. Because if it's following you, there's a high likelihood of it just taking damage. And I have a big issue with that all the time, just forgetting that it is following me. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is the only red spot that we have. So we actually want to hold up over here. Oh man, these are my least favorite of the bots because they stay out of the range of the towers and do pretty big damage to the towers. So you want to focus those down if you can. It makes it really tricky to have a good placement for your area. This one's okay, but I'm going to focus on this tower most of the time. So honestly, maybe the legendary tower isn't as good as it could be, simply because it forces a tower into your slot that you might not want. And I don't know. There's a whole lot of good towers, and the likelihood of you getting one that you don't want is less likely than getting a good tower. Plus, if you do that, you don't have to do nearly as much research. So now we're here. I'm going to move all the way back here. You could start opening these doors right now. We've got a really good defense choke point right here and only one red spot. So if I can go all the way back here, I should have left my heroes back there, but we can hold Alt and teleport back. It'll be fine. Actually, so something to watch here. This might help you in a future run. If I switch to a different character and I tell everyone to not follow me, and then I specifically tell Shroom to follow me, and I hold Alt, both of us go back to the tower, and now I can solo control my comrade. So that, yeah, you really gotta learn how to switch between characters effectively. I don't want any of those. You've got to learn how to switch between characters effectively to really maximize the efficiency that you're getting out of this. Now, if I had an electric weapon, this would be going significantly smoother. I do not. I do not have an electric weapon. But the bots are resistant to light. Here's a trick that will help you kind of figure out, as you're learning the game, what monsters are resistant to and weak to. So, if you hold tab, you'll see a little blue icon here. This means they are weak to electric. But if you look at them, they emit light. They have a purple color to them. So they are resistant to light. Okay, I want this one specifically. I get both the laser blinder and the focus laser situation. I don't remember. But yeah, so if you look at the bugs, they are colored green. So they are resistant to acid. But the icon here is red. So they take extra damage from fire. And gonna drop this here. I'm actually gonna drop a couple of turrets here to try and help this survive. And I'm going to try... Did we start the research? No, the wave just started with... Nope, we did start the research, and I'm not paying attention. There's a lot that you have to learn for this game. And even the tutorial wasn't really enough for me to fully... Oh, shoot. To fully learn how the game worked. Okay. Another huge thing that Comrade does is he can repair these resource generators. And that is absolutely massive because I don't think they actually repair without Comrade. So you can go in there, and if you right-click to shove, or whatever your action button is to shove, we've got one guy sitting back here. It's probably the roly-poly bug. Oh, no, it's actually the spider. That's super annoying. So the spider is super annoying because they can lock down your turrets and just walk past them. But, yeah, so Comrade can repair your resource generators. I'm actually going to pop a turret right here. I've got 0 out of 2, meaning I've got both of them deployed. And I'm not necessarily worried about anybody getting close to the crystal bot. And we've got most of those unlocked. There's a chest there. Okay. This is definitely not going to be under an hour run for myself. If I were trying to really commit to the under the hour run, I think I'd have to do this without speaking. So that way I could fully concentrate on what's happening here. But you see the red door here? This is one that we need to go and find that little blue obelisk for. I'm going to have all kinds of different names for things that aren't the correct ones. But I keep forgetting that there's a chest in here. Oh yeah, these little purple things are the scrap that I was talking about before. Ooh. If you hit escape and then use the scroll wheel, you can see... I need to give him this fire weapon. So Blaze, I gave him that one extra piece that gives him increased damage for fire elementals. So I'm going to tell him to follow me. So he's going to come all the way here. And while he's doing that, I can explore this other room. See, I could have opened this door, but it would have exposed me to more danger over on this side. We're going to open this up, hoping for some good stuff. This is a legendary chest, so we get a whole bunch of really nice things out of here. Ooh, heavy railgun. It's not the worst, but I don't love it. Okay, she's got acid, so I need to give her this. We'll come back to this afterwards. Make your own decisions when you're coming through here and picking up your weapons. Personally, I prefer a decent fire rate with my weapons and get really annoyed when I have a high damage weapon that doesn't fire very fast. And you can see like a general DPS. There we go. You can see a general DPS when you're picking up a weapon. And you know what? Just go by that if you're having trouble kind of picking your weapon. So let's see. Smokehouse is fine, but I don't love it. So we're going to spend a little bit of extra science because we've got a decent bit of generation going. And I don't care for any of these. Fatal Focus. That's what we're looking for. So I want to get all of my turrets down first before actually going for the level ups. But it's really good to have an initial level up because let's make sure that I don't have any resource generators over here that I need to get. All right, so we're going to go ahead and teleport back. I'm going to leave Blaze here so that way I can go and do other things. Now, it's actually a pretty decent use of your time in between a wave to set up your heroes off to the side on the choke point again. So that way they can defend the core, the crystal bot. Sorry. Yeah, the crystal bot. Here we go. Here's the little pyramid of electric doors. Activate this breaker. The reason I do this during the middle of a wave is this area generates less, in my experience, generates less to the wave overall. So I'm not so worried about it, especially since I have a choke point right here. And if we're looking, I still have my my comrade turret over here on the science resource generator. So I'm going to open this up. It's not going to give me literally anything. So all it did was give me resources. So that's fine. How are we doing on science? We have about 80 science. So we can do like one more science walk. And we're pretty much ready to leave. So the amount of doors I'm going to open is likely to cause a wave to happen. I'm going to leave this door until last because it's directly next to the... It's right... Hey, look at that. Shroom just gave me a heal. So that's why we bring her along, because she's going to keep us topped off and we don't even need our medkits. But yeah, I'm going to leave that door there because it's directly next to our... Door, please. It is directly next to our crystal bot, so we're going to teleport back to it and be just fine. But yeah, the reason I have to make that decision is because as the danger goes up, it makes it harder and harder to get back and forth and do what you need to. Here is our final door. We're going to be heading this way through. So we've got fire and electric. So we've got fire here. I'm going to drop an electric one here, I think. Yeah, this is going to be our checkpoint. Again, I'm going to set this up. And then I think I could even set up another little fire here. So when you are on the final doors of your wave, of your room, of your floor, there we go, you don't have to worry about your resource generators anymore. They can get totally demolished because there won't be any more doors for you to open. Now, I'm pretty sure as you sit here, over time, if you're not in the safe zone, yeah, it's going to start ticking up on its own. So I have to get moving because we are right on the cusp of, I'm actually going to go and activate that door and then teleport back so we can open up the door. Yep, there, here comes the wave. I want to set this. Oh, this is going to be really close. This might, I don't advise doing this bit, but I'm going to try and make it to the research station here. Hopefully, we're going to pop this. I want to refresh. Ooh, the healing area. Great. Okay, so we're going to have like a much stronger wave, but let me see if I can go and do this. Are you going to redirect yourself? Yes. Okay, they are going to redirect their AI to actually pathfind to the correct spot. So now I'm going to tell all of the heroes to follow me, and we got to keep an eye on the bot. I unfortunately took a tiny bit of damage in the first level. It's so difficult. I should have. Let's go 3. We're going to pick this up. We're going to... I need a light weapon on you. I'm going to make a poor decision. Nope. Oh, I don't like this. I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy this pick that I'm making right now because I don't enjoy how slow this laser Gatling gun, whatever, rail gun is. I think it's so slow and not worth it. So I think actually I'm going to make a poor decision here. Please, I need to repair this. We need to stop the heroes here. We're going to run through all of this. So they're at the choke point. And I'm going to run back and make a very bad decision. But the little flamethrower that I have here actually gives a little bit of knockback. So I'm going to swap to the rail gun that I don't care for. And then go back to my Gatling gun. Oh, door. don't forget the doors, because that's how you get your resources. Now, you can hold Alt at just about any point here, as long as the floor has power. That's something that we'll get into more than likely in the next couple of phases, a couple of floors. But basically, there are some spots that you can get to that give you science. So, like that little pyramid that we got earlier that unlocked the doors, there will be little interactable areas. I don't know a good way to describe it until we find it, but there will be interactable areas that will give you like a drop of science. And when it gives you that science, it is also going to give you a chance at a blackout. So what happens is you'll go through opening doors, and instead of a normal wave, the whole floor will run out of power. And then you have to go and activate these little totem areas. I'm hopeful they'll find it and be able to point it out to you, but I'm just trying to dump all the information I can to you right now. So as I was talking about earlier, if you look to the top center of the screen, you can see unlocks that you have available for this floor. And it's got a certain completion rating. It looks like we've got cores left on this floor, but we've got the drink, we've got the key, we've got the memorabilias. So we don't need to go to the labor colony. We're going to go to the security vault. And this also has an available quest. I haven't confirmed if you have to have this character on your party all the time. For a safe bet, if you're trying to unlock all of them, just take the character with you. But it's going to show you what monsters we have to fight. And again, the color of this bot, of the little icons here, tells you what they're weak to. So we have an acid weakness and an electric weakness. When you go and fight them, the color of the actual mob when they're coming to fight you tells you what they're resistant to. It's confusing. It sounds confusing. It is. But just quickly, blobs are resistant to electric and bots are resistant to light. But we have memorabilia and cores to unlock, so I'm going to head in this direction to the security vault. We have fire and neutral weapons on Comrade, but Blaze does have, I believe, fire and electric. So and Shroom has acid. It's a good idea to have a good coverage of every weakness on your whole team. So if you have fire and electric, put light and acid on someone else. Personally, I prefer having light on myself because the final boss is weak to light, and he is a complete pain to fight. So we have a couple of lights here, so I can actually re-roll the upgrade that I was talking about earlier. So I don't entirely care for any of these, so I'm going to spend one of my... I'm pointing at the screen like you can see it. The light here is what you use to light up a powered off room. If a room is powered off, your turrets won't work in that room. So you've got another resource that you've got to keep in mind. This is a really good upgrade to get, especially when you're in a boss fight, because a lot of the boss rooms, you will be in that room with the crystal bot. So we're going to go for slow-mo. It reduces the movement speed and defense of those monsters, making it super easy to clear them out super quickly. Now, even though it's literally pitch black over here, the room is not considered a dark room because it's still got power going to it. Could be a glitch. I don't know. It looks really fun lighting here, but you really can only see the outline of my characters. Okay, it looks like we immediately opened up into an enemy room. Those things are a serious pain to deal with. So we're going to drop a turret, back it up, and just kind of kite them a little bit. Hopefully, our turrets are doing some really good damage. Now, something that's really nice is with Comrade, you get an upgrade where if you only have your turrets in the room, you and the turrets do way more damage. So that is a very nice thing to do if you keep in mind. So these are bots. I'm going to go... We'll go here. We'll drop it here. I sometimes put an electric tower to the corner of a door. I don't know if that works out too well all the time. So we're doing it slightly further out. Let's see. So now... Oh, also, you'll notice these canisters lying around a lot of the places. Go ahead and pop them, especially if they have a little glowing bit to them. They can be things for... Let's see. Yeah, so this is a memorabilia that you can use for lore and unlocking things. But if you see, these are explosives, but when they are this kind of canister with a small light in them, they can be resources or unlockables or just about anything, really. And we have... Ooh, okay, a little science here. I don't think we unlocked the acid. So again, the monster models here are electrified, so they are resistant to electric damage. If I go here, we don't have any sort of acid, so that's what they are weak to. As you can see on the minimap, that is what they are weak to. Ooh, This is perfect timing. Okay, so we're going to grab the acid. So that is one of my favorite acid weapons to get because it is crazy long range. Oh, this is what I was talking about. This is the thing that gives you science and now gives us a chance at getting a blackout randomly throughout the floor. Okay, so I don't know why you guys are all standing way back there, but I would prefer that you were over here. So hold space, go down. If you go to the downward selection, it will select all of them. Okay, so quick monster rundown. That one is super annoying because they don't take damage from the front. You have to move around the back. And these little blobs here keep breaking up into more and more small blobs. They are super, super annoying. So, yeah. And then that big guy is going to rush you down constantly. So, also annoying. It's just the theme of a lot of these guys. We have not unlocked a resource generator yet. So that is a big pain to us. And I would really prefer that we had one. I'm going to drop a turret right here. It's not really going to do a whole lot. This is what I was talking about before. This little artillery shell bot here stands way outside the range of anything that can do damage to it. So there is our acid sharpshooter. This one is amazing because I'm going to go set it up over... We're in the wrong room. Hold on. I'll figure it out. We'll set it up here. This seems nice. So you'll notice when I hover over these guys, there's a small area of effect. Not a small one there, but this one has a small area of effect. This one, you cannot see the area of effect. That is because it is basically room wide. And it's got like this whole section here that I can shoot down. It is such a nice acid weapon. The other like area of effect acid weapon is fine, but this one really does the job. All right, so what am I looking for right now? I've played so much of this game. Wow, wait, this is very late to be getting one of these resource generators. Again, you want to focus on your industry. Our goal is to have about at least 500 industry by the time that we get to the core, because you really don't get core industry generation when you're down there. And then, yeah, our science, we're really burning through the science. So core industry and science. And then because we have the healer shroom, we don't need to worry so much about the food. If we find another one, I'll probably throw a food on it. You could argue that it'd be worth it to pick up another industry. And, you know, if you feel like you need it, go for it. If you're spending all of your industry, you should pick up a second one. Make note, it does get more expensive to buy those resource generators for every resource. So look at this. Food is only 10 industry, but industry and science are already at 20. So if I do this, I have to open up at least, in this one, I've got like +5 industry. I think before I unlocked my upgrade, it was +4. So you need like five more doors to make it at least break even. You got to keep that in mind. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pick up food here. I think we've got at least 5 more doors. Possibly going to make a bad decision here. So I have a crystal here. And if I move the crystal bot, it'll immediately trigger a wave. So usually what I want to do is I want to have the next destination for the crystal bot open. And that is usually like pretty close to wherever that crystal is. So what we're going to do, now that we have the next destination open, we're going to rally the troops. Oh, we're going to go ahead and set this. We're not going to get another science research done, but it's very important that you start that as this wave timer comes up, or before it, because our crystal bot is still trying to get out of the slot. As soon as you see that timer hit, if you are not near an objective, hold your spacebar and tell your crystal bot to get up so that we can get to where you need to, because it's going to take a minute. Not a whole minute, but it's going to take a little bit of time for your crystal bot to actually get up and get to where they need to be. So it is very important to start that as that timer happens, because you're going to be in for a bad time if you're just not even moving yet. Now, something that can help you out a lot is if you are setting up a couple of turrets. Ooh, here we go. If you're setting up a couple of turrets along the way that you know your crystal bot's going to go, it's going to make it a whole lot easier to defend the crystal bot. Now, as soon as the crystal bot has picked up we told them to say, nope, come this way. Please come this way. Please come this way. Move faster, crystal bot. Tell your heroes to stay there so that way they can defend the choke point. Because as soon as the crystal bot finishes digging up the crystal, they're going to head straight to you. And if you are in the middle of all of that, your crystal bot's going to take way too much unnecessary damage. There's a lot of upgrades that you can get to get them to heal between waves, but if you're trying to go for that 0% at time of recording, 0% achievement of no damage throughout the entire run, it's a super important tactic for you to know how to do. Now again, run to your slot, tap E on it, and then your crystal bot will run to it and help end the wave. Now you have to clear out what's left of the wave, otherwise it won't stop. So if you have a little an insect swarmer roly-poly guy, yeah, that's some really good naming, they will continue to spawn monsters, so you need to go and hunt them down. I'm sure we'll see it along the way. By the time you get to the core, literally every single monster is unlocked and fighting you. Attack damage with no other heroes in the room. I'm likely to have that. Oh, -10. This could be... Ooh, hello. Is this specifically for me? No, so this little red thing here tells you that you cannot buy this. This is a handgun, and Comrade cannot use handguns. He only uses heavy weapons. Am I currently equipped with anything? I am not equipped with anything, so I may as well grab this. It's going to give us 50% attack damage when we are by ourselves, and because we are running around doing most of the exploring by ourselves, it'll proc most of the time. Something I need to let everyone know about. This is the medkit dispenser. There are two reasons that you spend your food. It's for medkits, and it's also for upgrading your character. I'm going to go ahead and get two. I don't think we're going to need it, but I'm going to pick up two of them, and now we have our second little, I don't know what the right word for this, but it's a science dispensary. This is the trigger that you need to get to when we hit a blackout. I'm sure we're going to hit one, but I just need to address it right now while we aren't in the threat of just being attacked. Let's see. So now we've got another one of these guys. So I'm going to... So this is a dark room, so I cannot place turrets here. So I'm going to go place it in the choke point here, and then almost get stuck. Going to back up behind them. So these are going to do... We get a little bonus, again, because the turrets are the only turret in here. The Comrade turrets are the only turrets in here. We get a bonus damage to both our hero and the turrets. So it makes it a lot easier to deal with them. So I put it in the choke point. Makes it very easy to deal with whoever's coming that way. And we're about to start a wave. I would really like to go and start some science, but I'm going to go ahead and open up a couple of doors here. And I'm almost certain there's going to be another monster over here. So I'm going to grab my flamethrower, actually. I'm pretty certain this is going to be okay. Yeah, I don't have a lot of worries that those turrets are going to go down. They've got a ton of buffs to them and are a lot stronger than most of the turrets that we can get. So we're going to head off in this direction. This doesn't need to be healed. We're going to take the long way around and light up the room with our little flamethrower. Now, I said it before, but this is one of my favorite elemental weapons because once you upgrade it, you get, like, no slowdown. Wait, you hear that? We got to teleport back. Oh, no, they totally broke through. Okay, that's actually awful. The stupid mortar got in again. All right, we're going to go ahead and pop this. That way they do damage. I should have put a hero in here. If I put a hero in here, we wouldn't have had a problem. I kind of messed up by not putting a hero in here. Should I call Shroom over? I'm going to call Shroom over. That way they can defend. Because the AI, when they're fighting with you, will make their own decisions sometimes and kind of like move to where they need to be. I've heard a lot of complaints about them just kind of dying because they aren't moving out of the way. Let's see. So door. Those are our only doors, and we have a research over here, and then we're looking to unlock this section here. So I imagine this is where we're going to exit from. We have about 138 science. I'm going to go ahead and go start another science run if I can remember where it is. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have a good idea that we're going to need laser blinder. This is the short range. This is a short range. Laser blinder. You really needed to get to level 3 for it to be worth anything. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Laser blinder is super short range, light damage, but a lot of damage. I think that I need to set up another... Yeah, I'm going to set up another set of lightning here. And actually, I bet if I do this and set up a little acid spitter here, it'll have view of this door. Yep. No? Maybe not. Yes, it does. So it should be able to take care of those mortars when they come a little too close. I feel like... Okay. Blaze is taking care of this resource generator. So that's kind of important to have him there. This resource generator could be in trouble because sometimes the AI decides to just fully not care about the crystal bot and go after your resource generators because they're real jerks. So I think you have to interact with these to actually get them to turn on. So just E on it really quick. Ooh, poison. I really need light. So, oh man, that's such a damage decrease. But I don't think that we have any poison on the heavies. No, we have 2 fires. Oh no, I think I'm going to have to give up my lightning or my fire weapon. So I'll probably give it to Blaze because it's a really, really good fire weapon. Yeah, but we now have poison. So you'll see just how quickly it melts these enemies. Oop, okay, he still got to me. But now because we have the poison, ooh, here's the little activate this breaker. Okay, so it's called a breaker. I'm not good with names. Also, a little bit of lore here. Don't worry about trying to read it right now. You can catch up on the lore by back in the lobby. We've got a little bit of danger, and it's going to start rising very quickly, so we need to move very fast. I'm going to go ahead and pop this so we get the resources. I'm going to head up over here, pop both of the doors, and then probably send the crystal bot off to where they need to be. Oh, goody. It is. It's a dark room. Ugh. Okay, it's less damage. I didn't drop any weapons that I care about. I'm trying to move. Oh, goody. Oh, goody, good. Okay, we're going to have to put this off to another wave. That's actually very, very bad. This is particularly bad because I popped my choke point. Okay. I'm going to call back Blaze because what I did is I opened this up because I thought I'd have enough time to actually get through everything. I did not. I did not have enough time for that. But we have poison now, so we can deal with the little blobby aliens. Oh, man. So again, shoving your towers is how you repair them. And then I had something else. Oh, right. Something that I didn't talk about yet. Oh, and upgrades. We'll get to that pretty soon as well. But you'll notice these little poison explosions I keep getting with a spoof and so on. This is actually a critical. So what's happening is you're getting a crit with your weapon. Each element has a different kind of crit. I don't know all of them, but I know poison does a poison cloud and poisons everyone in that area. It's safe right now, so I can actually spend a little bit of time talking about this. So poison does a poison cloud. Light, I think, like slows everyone in that area. I'm sure fire just does like a massive area of damage. Oh, and then electric actually stuns. So that, where to next? I think we're going to start a wave anyway, so I'm going to open this up so I have an actual pathway back to the crystal bot. And I'm going to go start the next round of research, because sometimes you don't get research on your floor, and that's pretty important. Fatal Focus is nice, but I really don't use the straight shooter a lot. It's good. Like, it's good when it's upgraded, like all the weapons and such. Oh, dang it. I really wasn't thinking there. I guess we're just walking the crystal bot all the way to where it needs to be. So what I messed up there is I should have sent the crystal bot off to the door before starting the research, because I could have walked all the way back probably. Now, being safe, it's probably fine to do this. What? Oh, I told it to follow me. I was literally just talking about that too. I was like, why are you going this way? That doesn't make any sense. Yep, that would be why. Gonna have them follow me so that way I can lead them to the doorway. And then once we really need some crits. So if you get crits behind these bone plate blobs, they then will take poison damage because we're getting crits with the poison. We're going to drop a turret here. Go and repair our shock turret. And then drop another turret. There we go. So we started the research, so we don't need to run back. Usually, when doing these doors, there's not a spawn directly next to you, so it's usually not that big of a deal. I guess I'm going to tell them to stand here. I'm quickly losing my voice. This is a lot of talking for something. Okay. Yeah, it just gave us a core, which is still good. You use the cores to upgrade your weapons and upgrade your heroes, so you definitely want some of those. I'm not going to be able to talk for a long time after this video. So, please show me your appreciation and get subscribed. Turn that little button gray or light. I think it's white. I don't know. Change the color of that subscribe button and see the little sparkly rainbow that happens when you click it. All right, I think we might be at the boss floor at this point. Oh, we picked up a crystal. I forgot to do an upgrade. This is fine, but I have an upgrade for the crystal bot where they heal every time we change zones, so we're gonna get healing anyways. I'm actually gonna spend one of my light resources to try and get something different. We're gonna go for dug in, just give it a little bit more defense. I didn't want to spend any more light resources. What I'm really looking for is you can get an upgrade to your crystal bot where it turns into its own turret and can defend itself, and that's quite useful. Yeah, I think we're on the boss floor. 2 resources for each door. Yep. So we're gonna go into here. Now, this boss, you're gonna see it pop up here. This is one of the 3 bosses that you meet on floor 2 while moving towards the core. I'm pretty sure. Red Dead Eye. So the trick to this boss is you just gotta move your crystal bot to the slot and avoid these purple light black holes. I don't know. I know that they do damage to you and you want to avoid them. So the first phase, they have 4 phases. The first phase, you really don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to set anything up. The light doesn't do any damage to your crystal bot, which is nice. Wow, that thing is moving so slow. Super basic fight in the first stage because you're just moving it to the slot and avoiding the little area of effects. But you'll notice all of the yellow doors here. Once they are slotted in, you unlock these doors, and we just have to move into them. We're finding we have to move the crystal bot 3 more times. 2 more rooms, and then back to this room. So we're going to go this way. I think it's not going to make a difference if I leave them here or not, but I'm going to leave them because I'm going to get a 50% bonus. Now, something that I'm not using like I really should be is our ultimates. Each hero has their own ultimate. When you're in this menu, you can see all of their ultimates. Revolution. Comrade turns into his own overpowered turret. I believe... No, he still takes damage, I think. Blaze. Brimstone. Drops a massive area of effect, destroying a lot of monsters. Shroom. Special mix. A large healing area. The AI will not use their ultimates on their own. You have to switch over to them and use their ultimates. I am particularly bad at remembering to use my ultimate. Let's see. I think we're going to set up here. We're going to set one up here. And then set up actually an acid sprayer back here that should be able to handle any mortar focusing on this one. It probably won't, and it probably will break, but I'm going to do this to try and make my life generally easier. This is the next slot that we need to move to. So, the unique thing to this floor, to the boss floors, is usually you have to trigger the wave. So the way that you trigger that is by in this floor specifically, is by moving the crystal bot. So you'll notice it says Red Dead Eye here on the danger level. It's not going to change any. This kind of sucks because I accidentally opened this. Minus 50% attack damage to heroes if at least 2 heroes are in the room. That sucks. You can spend a whole bunch of light to open it. And I might actually do that because this is going to be a serious pain in the butt. I'm actually going to spend 3 light on this one because this is such a pain. Sometimes you can't deactivate these. I don't know if it's just the core. I think it might just be the core. But I'm going to go ahead and open all these up. There's a chance that there's more spawn locations in here. But I want to get as much unlocked as I can. Oh. We now have a chance. Once you've unlocked 2 of these, you have a chance for the blackout. So there's a high likelihood that we get a couple of blackouts. Okay, so... Oh, also spending light inside of a blackout doesn't do anything. So don't waste your resources on it. Let's move the crystal bot. So I'm going to go ahead and tell all of the heroes to come and follow me. Avoid the giant galaxies of light there. And then tell the heroes to stop following me right here. So that way they hopefully do some work. That's not doing a whole lot of damage. So I feel like the long range and high fire rate weapons are just simply better. Just simply better than any of the like high damage, low fire rate, and like low range ones. Now this one I feel like is slightly different because it's like a whole area around you and it's super easy to maneuver once you get upgraded. I feel like they need to rebalance the weapons because personally, I'm only using like 1 weapon out of all of the other weapons usually because I don't think they're as good as these other ones. So I will frequently just be using like a specific weapon. And I enjoy it when I get like different variations in builds and I don't feel like I'm being punished for it. Like I feel like I'm being punished when I move off of my main weapon because everything else has a lower DPS. All right, so we're slotted in. We get an extra light here. And, ooh, we get an upgrade. That is nice. So, now that we've been slotted in, we've got 2 notches down out of the 4. Let's move on. We're going to start down here. Okay, we opened up another spawn area. It's a small spawn area. Probably a bad idea. But I'm just going to drop 2 of these little electric... What are they again? 2 of these Tesla balls here. And they should be able to handle that area. It's got a very small spawn space. And I think we should be okay. Ooh, nice. We got an extra light. A resource that you want a ton of going down to the core is these lights. Interesting. Okay. You are going to want... Yeah, okay. Getting a little tongue twisted now. You're going to want a ton of lights going down to the final floor. This is locked, so we need the breaker. Because the final boss is going to literally turn off the lights in the rooms that you're fighting him in. And it becomes incredibly difficult to defend yourself when you don't have the ability to defend. Also, this is the blackout that I was talking about before. You'll notice on the map, we've got little pings for where we need to go. I believe those are the ones that we have to go to. So if you have more... I am having a hard time navigating right now. If you have more than 2, it's going to ping and tell you exactly where you need to go. So you're going to run here. They will periodically be spawning little monsters, little enemies. So you got to rush to these as fast as you can. I've had it happen once where this timed up really poorly with a wave spawn. If you get super unlucky, you can have a wave spawn on top of this, and you have no defense to your crystal bot. Usually, though, it's going to focus on you. It's not going to go for your crystal bot, so I'm very thankful that they did that. I just dropped my heroes on top of it if I had to, though. So they shouldn't be focusing your crystal bot. So just run straight to your breakers. Those aren't breakers, but I am running out of words. I think this is the last one before we do the center. Oh, yeah. Okay. These big sword guys really suck. We're going to drop this. Drop these. Oh, I really wish I was getting any amount of crits there. There's our breaker over here as well. I'm going to go pop this. So now we've unlocked the locked doors. Do I want... No, I don't think that I want to open this. I don't think it's going to change the direction that they go. So I'm going to go ahead and just open it, I guess. We're going to pop this. We're going to also put up 2 of these. It's a little bit expensive as far as like industry goes, but we've got a serious, significant amount of industry being generated, so it's not going to hurt us that much. Now, if you're hurting for industry, don't do that. Go put them like in the center over here to help yourself. All right, one more mortar. So this has 5 small slots and 1 big slot, so I don't think putting a turret in the like right there is going to be good for us. I think that would be very bad. All right, so this is the last little slot that we need to move to. Do I set up another set of turrets? I think so. I think we'll set up another set over here. I have a feeling these are going to get broken down. It'd be better to set up your turrets in here where you can actually defend them and get to them. I'm kind of experimenting here. So don't do this if you're having trouble with this boss. Set them up inside of the main room here because this is where your final fight's going to be. So set them up where you can actually get to them and defend them. I'm going to go here, set the next move for the bot, and skip ahead. Oh, before skipping ahead, make sure always when you're moving your bot, make sure that the other heroes are following you so that way you can defend it the best. If you get like a good choke point set up, that's okay. But I find it's a lot easier to defend your crystal bot if you bring everyone with you. Ooh, that's not good, Blaze. You are in trouble. And, oh, I'm about to be in trouble. All right, let's skip ahead unless something interesting happens. Yeah, it looks like those towers did not last a second. So bad placement on my part. Don't do that. Put them in the main room so you can actually defend them. Ooh, the crystal bot is having trouble. But now we can get in here and do a little bit of defending. It's very helpful if you can get these to level 2. Just, they get more health and do more damage typically. Oh, something that I didn't mention, or I mentioned slightly before and didn't actually talk about too much. There's a stat that you get called wit. And I didn't quite understand this before. The reason wit is so important is when you shove a turret, that determines how much you heal it for. And I'm not too certain if it affects other things, but I know that it is super annoying to be trying to heal something and it take like 10 hits to heal it. So if you find stuff reducing your wit or increasing your wit, that's what it's going to do. I'm going to set up a couple of turrets here to try and help us out a little bit because, well, poor turret placement is very bad. We're going to go for a whole bunch of Tesla balls here. Those should be able to cover every area that we need them to. And hopefully we'll be... See, we can't set up our little acid spitter because the walls are here and are going to stop their most effectiveness. So maybe we could set up over here, but I don't think we're going to have that much of an issue getting through this. Our crystal ball has taken quite a bit of damage, but just don't make the mistakes that I'm making and you'll be fine. All right, time for the final move. Oh, I forgot to open this door up. Oh, there's a chest in there. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm just leaving the crystal bot behind. Make sure those are topped off. Now, the enemies that are highlighted in red here are considered elites. So they have more health, do more damage. Just something to keep in mind. The red highlighted enemies, you gotta be a little bit careful of. Yeah, at this point in the fight, you're really just trying to hold out, really, and then go and take care of the mortars. They're gonna be such a pain. But yep, just waiting for Crystalbot to fight the god, I guess, because I guess the lore behind these is they're like semi-gods, essentially. Yeah, they think that they've ascended to godlyhood, it seems. I guess. I don't know. But yeah, just waiting for them to slot in and take out Red Dead Eye, and then the wave is basically done. Oh, I'm taking damage that I don't need to. There you have it. Red Dead Eye defeated. And we get a bunch of extra resources. Very, very nice. We're coming out of this net negative, so we're going to need to make up for that in the next floor. I believe this is the final floor before we end up at the core, so I think I'm going to go for the Transcendence Center. We've got one more key to unlock, but I'm pretty sure we have all of the zones unlocked and we've got all the defenses down, so I don't think we'd get any benefit from getting the key. I guess we'll find out, though. Really wish I would have noticed that chest was there. That might have been very helpful for us. You never really know. We're going to leave the heroes here, blaze forward, try to unlock as much as we can as quickly as possible. We have a decent amount of science I'd like to get used. And also, if I could find a hero upgrade station, we could start using that. Oh, here's the little extra bit that I was talking about before. So, minus 30% attack to heroes, 50% faster cooldown on active skills. I hate that so much. And faster ultimates. I am so bad at using my ultimates. I'm going to spend 2 of my very precious light to get rid of that. I guess it's not always a plus minus to the to you and the enemies. It's a general just plus minus. Wow, that is so many crits and I love it. Ooh, this is the heavy gun that I was looking at before, but it does less damage than the currently equipped weapon I have. I'm just going to leave it alone. Oh, there we go. Finally getting some more industry expansion or resource generation. Oh, so these are, what are they called? Whatever they are, they take reduced damage from fire and take increased damage from light. Shadow? Is it shadow or smoke? I don't know. But this is a good example for us to pull out the laser blinder. It should do most of the damage that we need it to these monsters. I'm actually going to pop one. No, I'm going to leave that alone so we can actually defend ourselves. And we need a poison setup. I'll go ahead and set it up right here. It's going to have the most line of sight to the blobs, so that will do the most amount of damage. But I still need to get behind the shielded enemies, so that way we can actually do damage to them. Because, again, the boneheads are boneheads and don't take damage from the front. What we're really looking for is the level 3 upgrade to this one. Because you'll see, the range is pretty sad for this. It's pretty sad for these turrets. But once we get a level 3 upgrade for these guys, they will get a very large range upgrade. Something to keep in mind when doing this, though, when you're trying to level them up, you can't let them die. If you let the turret die, they basically reset the amount of experience that they've gained, and you're back to ground 1 as far as actually upgrading your resources. So we're actually a little bit behind on industry generation, so I'm going to just go ahead and pop a secondary industry generation, especially since it's super early in the run. We should be able to, there we go. We should be able to get plenty of doors and make up for this purchase. Ooh, okay, here's a crystal. We're about to have another wave fight happen. I'm going to buy the upgrade for the fire weapon here, even though I probably shouldn't. We're going to set up the flamethrower here. Oh, that hurts a lot. We're going to go straight into this room to try and deal with this. Is it? better for me to just set this up so that way they can just deal damage immediately? I'm hopeful that wasn't a waste of our resources. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and call the crystal bot over here so that way we can just go ahead and clean this up. We've got it mostly dealt with, so we should be able to... Oh, jeez, that is a big wave spawning here. But we've got a really good fire weapon. Okay, well, that's troublesome. Please deal with that guy. That big roly-poly guy. Uh-oh. That was a very bad set of elites to have coming after us. Oh, there's a lot of elites. I believe that's probably the upgrade that happened to the reinforcements. What should I do to fix this? Okay, we're actually having trouble. Oh, okay, I see an upgrade for one of our turrets back there. So I need to get all of these guys back to where they need to be. This is a really tricky spot to be in because all of the little shadow guys take reduced damage from fire. But I have a bunch of bugs here who also take reduced damage from acid. So I've kind of got myself worked into a bad spot. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the flame turret here so that way they might be able to defend themselves just a bit. Okay, please. I need you to move just a little bit faster. Little crystal bot, please. You're going to take a lot of damage, and I need you to at least be directed to where you need to be. And I need to go and get these guys upgrade. You'll see. Boom. Big area of effect upgrade. Oh, dang it. We let it die. So now it's reset and not going to have the upgrade that I'm trying to get it. We are taking way more damage than I would like. This is what happens when you try to do like 3 or 4. I only did like 2 things, but this is what happens when you try to do multiple things on a wave. It makes it way more difficult. But if you're trying to get done in less than an hour, which is a ridiculous kind of time frame to think of, you really do. You need to do multiple things at once. It's a little crazy to me. It's crazy to me that this roguelike style game takes over an hour to complete. I do appreciate that they have this option where you can actually like save and go back. So let's see. Another healing might be good. We're not going to deal with that right now because I forgot to pick up the items over here. But yeah, they allow you to save and go back to the menu and like get back into your run. So you don't have to leave the game open if you took a little bit too long. Personally, I wish more games would... I feel like not enough games do this, where they let you save and leave in the middle of a run, where they think that you have like 2 hours to sit down and play a game. I personally don't actually have that all the time. I am very lucky to have the recording sessions that I do have, but very frequently I don't have like 2 or 3 hours. These are usually cut up into like segments. So what I'm doing here is just ensuring that we have all of our science, all of our resources spent, because I believe this is the final floor before we get to the final boss. So we're going to go through the doors, just generate the resources that we have left, and try to spend it on what we... That's such a ridiculously massive lightsaber. But yeah, we're just trying to generate the last bit of resources that we need, and then purchasing the research. Yeah, I think we're ready for the move. Hey, if you're still watching right now and you haven't yet, please drop a like on the video. There's a new little animation I found a while ago where it does a little like rainbow doo-doo-doo-doo. It doesn't have a sound yet. I wish they would put a... I'm probably going to have... Well, if this video does well, I'll have plenty of other like endless dungeon, just plain gameplay videos. But I'd like to do a little bit of a helpful video early on to kind of help everyone else out. Because I personally had a lot of trouble with this game when I first started playing it, and I didn't feel like there were a lot of people playing it. All right, first off, hello, welcome to the next day. Next, I found what I think is my favorite light-based weapon, the photon cannon. I do not bother with that, like, the one that goes, ah! Whatever that light-based heavy weapon is that does a big circle around you, that fire rate is way too slow. Also, managed to pick up the stress shooter. And we're going to set up the... Ooh, we need 100. We are not going to be able to get any of this. That is horribly unfortunate. So I guess we're just going to head straight off to the next room. There is one door down there, so we're going to hold Alt, go straight back to the crystal, and run down here. But yeah, as I was mentioning before, this guy here, I can't quite get to him. I think I'm actually going to go and grab one of my other heroes to pick up this bonus. Yeah, need a... I keep pressing escape to try and grab to exit out of the map. It doesn't work. Let's go here. Yeah, so we have these little bonuses. Your character can only hold one bonus at a time. So I will always make sure that we have... That's really bad. Oh, that's actually really bad. So this character is more than likely going to be in the room with Shroom. So I actually am going to hold T, press T to drop that, then go back to my main character by pressing 1, pick this up, because what I did there is This benefit gives us plus 50% damage if we're the only character in a room. So, because I'm usually going to leave Blaze alone with Shroom, that's going to give him a negative 10%. So, we're going to give him the bonus fire rate instead, which is going to work all the time. It gives you more fire rate based on the amount of enemies in a room. So, that's this entire floor cleared. We're going to head off over here, get this zone ready to start. And one other thing to note, when you have a hero following you, if you hold Alt to go back to the crystal bot, they will also immediately teleport back. We took way too much damage in the last occurrence of the wave, so I'm hoping to not take quite as much damage this time. So we're just going to have to escort the crystal bot as far as we can, as quickly as possible. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, good. Okay. I think we're doing slightly less damage because we're in the same room as everyone. This is... Obviously, it's got like a little negative to it because it's got such a big benefit to it. Rooms are specified by the doorway. So if you're standing right over this edge, you get the bonus damage. If you're standing right here, you get the reduced damage. So standing over in this little doorway here actually means that you can still help out your allies without getting the negative debuffs. So you can still fight with your team as long as you have a doorway between you in these cases. Same thing comes for the final boss. When you are getting that negative debuff for reduced damage in the crystal room, you just stand one doorway away and you can still defend your crystal bot. Also, I was wrong earlier when I mentioned that the light crit hit effect, that doesn't just slow them. It gives them like a confusion effect. And I'm not entirely certain if confusion means that they don't attack things, but it looks like it at least slows them down. So... wrong and not entirely wrong, but yeah, so the reason that I really there we go, next wave, correction, next room. Now I did end up giving up my fire weapon because I gave it to Blaze, which I did figure out how to show you the enhanced hero chips that we have here. Blaze has a hero chip that gives plus 50% attack to fire damage, meaning he's gonna do way more work with a good fire weapon than I will, even with my normal base plus bonus damage. And also here, something that's gonna be very important for you, the crystal bot upgrades that I got. We have 20% extra damage, start with the crystal shard, and heal when moving zones. So that means that we're going to get a little heal every time that we move a zone. And I forgot to go for an upgrade. I'm going to re-roll this. Getting the friends and family might be a good idea. That's it. That's attack damage to heroes. You know what? We'll take this one. I think this is good. We'll get a little bit of extra damage. You could go for any of the generations, really, but... Again, I'm looking for that one passive that lets the crystal bot actually attack. And as is the usual, we're just going to move along as fast as possible. Ooh, careful. These little divers do a ton of damage to you. And will pretty much one-shot you if you're not paying attention. Oh, right. A lot of the enemies of the shade go invisible and can just kind of walk up behind you and fight your crystal bot. So if you don't have them defended, you've got to keep an eye on them. As always, going with the industry production. And now that we're getting a little bit later into the game, funny enough, there's actually less to talk about as far as like actually teaching you new things. So I think we're going to start skipping a little bit faster through these final stages. I really do enjoy the poison bonus that you get where it just explodes and causes everyone to get poisoned. That's a quite nice effect to have. Oh, come on. I left her alone for 1 second and you're immediately going for the generator. Something else to make note of, you can actually see the hero upgrades that you have already. So if you're trying to keep track of what upgrades you've already got, this is all in the escape screen. So super easy to kind of like figure out at a glance what all you have going on in a run. So we're going to go ahead and get a couple of upgrades, really. Most of them for Comrade are going to focus on turret upgrades because that's his biggest. His passive is kind of amazing, honestly. Here we go. I love getting the extra Comrade turret. That's always a great bonus on Comrade. I think that's going to do it for Comrade's upgrades. Let's go ahead. 5. Is that just my... Oh, I didn't realize that. Hey, look, we're learning together. Level 5. Level 1. Kind of shows the amount of upgrades that we got. We're going to go see if I can bring Blaze this way to actually give him a couple of upgrades. I want to give Blaze the additional fire and acid bonus damage. Oh, he got the one that I want on Comrade. Just a flat 10%. We'll go for that. Okay, Comrade's going to give us a little bit of defense in the background. Okay, I think that's as long as we can hold on to this situation. We need to get back and actually do some defending. I'm going to tell you to run away. Oop. Nope. Tell everyone to leave. I need to get back and defend the resource generator that's in the background, taking way too much damage right now. Oh, they got it. Okay, well, that's slightly... Did they get it? No, it says it's been destroyed. Yep, just a little bit behind on that. Here's the attack that we wanted. Crystalline Focus gives the crystal bot its own little defensive attacks. If you're ever wanting to like swap your weapons between your characters, like we talked about before, you hit the T button on your weapon and then swap to the character that has the weapon that you actually want. So, for example, we were talking about this before. I want fire and poison boost on Blaze because he already has a passive boost to fire. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the electric for the poison that I was holding on Comrade and then switch back over to Comrade. So we have both the electric and the light. You want to have basically the... If you are only using 2 heroes, you want to just cover every elemental weakness. And then we just kind of put wherever is best on Shroom. We're going to do a couple of research quests, I think, just to get our ooh, hello, level 3s would be nice. But I think I'm going to try to roll Laser Blinder. A level 3 Laser Blinder is amazing. I talked about this earlier in the video, but the Laser Blinder is such a short-range, high-damage weapon that until you get upgrade to level 3, it's got no range. You have to basically hope that you get a really good draw for the turrets to actually be in place for things to walk into it. That's no good. But yeah, when they do walk into it, they do quite a bit of damage. But that level 3 Laser Blinder, oh, it's an actual turret at this point. Oh, we have a lot of leakage happening over here. One shot, though. I might need to move the turrets to actually defend this, but because we have that upgrade, they do actually defend themselves. The crystal bot actually will defend itself. There we go. All right. All of our research has been spent, so let's start moving forward. Our crystal bot looking really rough. We are going to need to get into a new zone to give it a small heal. I don't really get... So this is an endless, like, legendary style rarity weapon, but its DPS is very, very low compared to other items. Maybe it's because you get, like, more range and it can pierce and stuff. So maybe you have to make that balance decision whether or not you think it's worth it. Personally, I don't. I just don't think it's worth it. I think the higher DPS and mid-range is really, really worth it. Oh, we gave up both our fire weapon and the poison weapon, so that way we could let Blaze do some good damage. But that's okay. That's where the really good turrets come in handy. We're about to have another wave come at us right now. We need to start moving towards the end of the floor. Oh, good. That's what I wanted. I wanted more enemies to spawn. Fantastic. Then we're going to go drop a little flamethrower right here. I have a feeling this is going to cover a lot of the area that we're going to need it to. Right now we have our two heroes hanging out in the choke point over here. We do have debuffs in the dark rooms, so I probably want to upgrade it. Or So we talked about this before, but those little tower areas. Yeah, okay. Those little towers right here. These icons, they can sometimes give debuffs or buffs to the enemy. Meaning, right now we have it set so that they regain health and gain movement speed in dark rooms. And I only have 5 light crystals. So I don't want to spend my resources on that. Okay, we're about to lose a whole bunch of resource generation. So I'm actually going to pop this, reduce our defensibility, just so that way we get a little bit more out of our resource generators because, well, okay, there. Almost got there. If we don't do that, we're going to lose out on that extra bit of resource generation. So I might even bum rush this little area here, just so that way I can get the last little door bonus before... Oh, it actually survived. That's fantastic. I'm not likely going to need to give it a heal, and I'm going to leave this door till the end because, again, as you open doors, it increases the wave danger. So if you're trying to make your way to the final stage here, save those easy doors for the end. So that is the end. We are sitting very pretty on industry generation. So we're going to set up here. I might want to set up a flamethrower right... We've got a dark room here. Okay. We're just going to set up right out this door and see if we can defend it. We're going to try and just defend without a single turret and our heroes. Also, our crystal bot is very slow. I forget about these things. We're going to drop one of our turrets here as a little... Oh, okay. Yeah, we are taking a lot of needless... Okay, I put that in a dark room too, so that's not going to help us out. Set just across the doorway, so that way we can actually get it to turn on. So, again, Comrade, kind of amazing because he gets the turret passive, which is super awesome because we don't have anywhere to set up actual turrets in this room, but we can just set turrets right up on the actual choke point here, which is fantastic for us. And because you get free turrets through your passive, you're not spending any of your industry if you don't have to. So I think this could be the key to unlocking. There's a couple of like 0% completion rates for certain achievements on Steam. So specifically the 60-minute run, the take no damage on your crystal bot, and I think the complete a run without upgrading your turrets has like a 0.1% completion. So if you're looking for impossible completions to feel like you're the one out of like several thousand people, those are some achievements out there, and I'm going to try and get those. I'm going to try and be the first one to get those. But tweet me. Seriously, I've got links in the description for all my socials. Tweet me if you can actually get those. And here it is, the core. I'm sure this is where a lot of you are struggling. I personally struggled a lot with the core, but I'm going to give you a lot of tips to try and help you figure out how to get through the core as easy as possible and just easy wins, honestly. Here we are at the core. We've healed just a very small amount. We're going to get one more heal moving into the next zone. So we have to get through here with as little damage as possible because it's going to be hard to keep the crystal alive in the final phase of this boss fight. But let's reiterate a couple of the biggest tips I could possibly give you for the core. If you've skipped to this point in the video and this is all that you want to know. Here, all of the core defenses. The core defenses can be turned off if you find the keys in previous zones. So if you find the keys in previous zones, you will be deactivating these mega debuffs. You get 3 debuffs. You get the one that means that if you're in the core with your if you're in the room with your crystal, you do less damage, you're slower, all of that. Really, really annoying. And you get one where your turrets constantly take damage. And then you get another one where you just simply get less resources per room. So if you find those keys, you can deactivate all of the core defenses. We're going to come in here. I think we might be able to find like some of these upgrades, but we're going to go ahead and pick the industry. We don't even need this anymore because we did such a good job in the earlier phase of the run. Just setting ourselves up for victory. Oh, we don't have anything super effective against this. So Blaze, do your work. Now, also, I mentioned it earlier, but just to reiterate for anyone skipping to this point, you are going to want to make sure that you have all 4 elemental weaknesses covered. So make sure that one character has preferably light and electric, and then one other character has poison and fire. I personally prefer Comrade and Blaze as my main characters, and then for sure, Shroom. Shroom is a near must-have because they give you a heal, which is crazy useful. So when you use Shroom, let's see, I think we're just going to leave that there and hope that's enough because I have this thing where I want to spend as few resources as possible. 2 towers are usually more than enough to keep track of everything. So we have another... Oh, this is good. We actually get to fight something that we're strong against. So each monster has its own weaknesses, and you can tell what they are weak to by the little exclamation point icon on the map. If it's blue, like this one, they are weak to lightning, and you can actually see what they resist. So the bots they do like purple light attacks. So I'm going to do... No, I'm not going to do that because that is very ill-advised. We're actually going to go straight back to our crystal here. So that way we can set up a slightly better choke point. I'm going to set it up here so that way I can actually defend it. And then we're going to head out this way. And then, yeah, if you skip to this part of the video, you've probably missed a whole lot of very helpful information. So I hope that you'll go back and watch the rest of the video. But, yeah, there's all kinds of things that... Whoops, we're accidentally letting our resource generator take a lot of damage. That's no good. We're just going to let it go because we've got way too many... We've actually got too many resources, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to... Wow, they are doing some damage. We're going to want to pop this, so we can actually do some damage. The bots are resistant to light, which is one of our main weapons that we have. And bugs are resistant to acid. Let's see. We didn't lose any turrets that I know of, so we might be able to upgrade this turret. Now, something to also make note of, when you shove your turret, you heal it, but you also give it a small buff. I believe the buff lasts for about 8 seconds. Each turret gets a different kind of buff. A lot of the times it's attack speed, fire rate, and damage. Sometimes it's like healing a room or doing something like that. But when you shove them, they will get a gold highlight. Oh, this is where we're going to end up needing to move. So we're going to pop here. Yeah, we're going to double down over here. I think we're just going to stack these. I should have done this backwards the other way around because the fire has more reach than the Tesla ball. But it's okay. I think moving now won't be too bad of a thing. We're just going to need to escort the crystal bot. So we're going to go ahead and start this. This always starts a wave, so you kind of want to like stagger it depending on what you're doing. I could have opened up more doors, and that probably would have been a good idea, but I'm trying to rush through the core at this point. Try not to let your crystal bot take the lead. You're going to want to be all around the crystal bot to prevent it from taking as much damage as possible. We're going to drop another fire turret right here. Try and help ourselves out, because we did, oh my goodness, we are taking some serious damage here. That is not particularly good, and I'm going to have to actually focus up to get ourselves all the way through this. Turns out the final boss floor is kind of difficult. Keep that in mind when you are rushing through it and not actually taking time to think about what you're doing. Ooh, good. Another research station. We might be able to get something super useful for ourselves. Let's see. Looking at what we are. Oh, we actually light, electric, fire, and acid. So we have all the elemental coverages. I think I want to upgrade the Tesla ball if I can. Oh, of course, the unlock for the locked electric door back here is in one of the first rooms that we did not check. The very last door. It always feels like that, doesn't it? All right, we just found the next room that we're going to have to move to. I probably could have done this a slightly better way, but yeah, it kind of comes down to luck whether or not you're going in the right direction sometimes for the rooms. Unfortunately, I was not quite able to roll. Hold on. Maybe I can still do it. It is not letting me get. It just won't let me have the upgrade to the Tesla ball. The Tesla ball is going to be forever a 1-star weapon. But, ooh, a little upgrade here. That's nice. But yeah, you'll see it has a little glow on the end of its muzzle, I guess, where every gun gets a small boost when you bump them. This is also affected by your wit as well. When wit also affects your current. Let's see. Wit affects how much you heal, and then also affects how much damage boosts your weapon, your turrets get when you smack them. When you give them a good smack. We're going to drop a couple of turrets here to help us out, because we are going to, we're going to walk the whole way to the next location, which could be problematic. I'm going to pop out the little electro ball. This guy is super troublesome because he heals everyone, which could be a problem. Now, okay, I would really like to send one hero off to find the location that we need to go to, but I think we are just going to have to keep track of the crystal bot. So that way they don't take more damage than they need. But they don't need any damage, really. But I'm kind of guaranteeing some damage because I am forgetting the pathway already. And just trying to move along. Come on. I love getting a good crit on these weapons. It just feels very good. Especially when you use it against a specific elemental weakness type. Then it just feels really good because it's basically a instant kill for most things. I also really enjoy it when we get a stack of the same elemental weakness in a couple of rooms. So, okay, please deal with the shade, please. We are just trying to move along, and then you'll notice. So these get little tidbits for another upgrade past level 3, even though level 3 is the maximum that you can get. So it's not necessarily getting a level up. It is getting an upgrade though, in that it's doing more damage. I don't know the exact numbers that it gets, but it does get slightly better damage and stats. So still worth it to go and upgrade a weapon or a turret that you've already upgraded. We're going to set up in the choke point right here. Do this. There we go. Getting a couple of light resources from that, so that's quite nice. And then I think everyone can hold up here. I think that'll be fine. They immediately took out my spare turrets. Just going to pop all 3 down here. And then move on through the way that we need. We have one more door. We have the wave still coming. Are you guys? No, you're not following me. You're just in the wrong spot. Okay, I believe that way is probably the way that we want to go for actually getting out of here. Oh, I was wrong. This is the way that we're going to end up going. But wave completed. That means that we are already generating more wave danger by opening these doors. It's a basic boomstick. It's not bad. Like, it probably does more damage than what Shroom already has equipped. But I would really prefer getting some better weapons on her. Right now she has acid. No, she has light and electric upgrade. So I would like there. Yep, that's the one that we want. It's going to cost us some science, but we're honestly not. Whoops. Ooh, an upgrade. I forgot about that. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit more defense. I feel like we're just going to need that. Let's go ahead and give Shroom the change in handguns. Oh, shoot. Okay. I think I'm just going to have to fight my way through the wave. We're going to go ahead and fight this wave, hold it off, because moving to that final door right now is going to be really hard, and we're going to take a lot of damage. So we're going to have a lot easier time if we just stand here and just fight the wave. I really don't need to be holding on to more than 600 industry. I really don't need to be holding on to this, but I've got plenty of comrade turrets that I don't feel the need to do this. Like, I think my guide might just simply be making the game too easy. I don't know. Please let me know if there's anything that's not properly explained in this guide, so I can make a better one, or just explain it better in future games. All right, with that wave complete, we are going to be moving on to the final door and moving to the next stage, which I believe is really the hardest part of this entire core. Because once you get to the final boss, it's, I believe, a lot easier. Just gotta keep yourself up in front of the... Oh, give it a little repair. Keep yourself up in front. Yeah, you want to kind of be just up in front of the crystal bot to clear the way. And then you can shoot back behind the crystal bot. I feel like that typically makes these kinds of waves a lot easier to navigate. And then continue dropping down your turrets to maintain your back end. Oh, these things are probably my most annoying thing to deal with, because they just come back here into a room that you're not dealing with and just constantly spawn new threats. Okay, well, thank you for coming behind me and causing damage to my crystal bot. Really appreciate that. We're going to drop everybody here so that way we can actually have them just do their own thing and run off, and where they're needed. They're going to run very far up there, aren't they? One thing to note, when the crystal bot gets into the next room, they will start closing their doorway. I used to think that you could get stuck behind here. They will automatically teleport you once they've finished it, and then your AI will also kind of just abandon you early. But if for some reason you did just get stuck, just press the Alt button. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of bug where you could accidentally get stuck behind the wall. It'd be shocking, but you can still, like, get yourself out of a bad situation. Oh, good. Immediately opened up. Oh, it's actually a whole open area that doesn't have any dangers. Usually when a door opens up into two rooms, that's because there is a threat on the other side. So we're going to open these. I'd say you're far less likely to get bad rooms on the first door that you open up. Usually there's a resource generator directly next to your crystal bot. Now, on the final floor, I think if there is a resource generator, it's very, very rare. Especially in this phase, where you're supposed to be kind of running through and fighting the final boss. The final boss does have 2 stages that you will have to worry about. Well, that's both of our sides nearly fully explored. This is going very far. I was not expecting it to go that far. We're going to spend a little bit of our food just to create a few more med kits. I don't think we're going to need them very much in the final fight, but for cases where we don't have any healing passive being generated by Shroom, it's still useful. Wow, I winning the lottery here, getting all of the industry. We're almost to 1,000, well, 750, but we are doing really good as far as not unlocking any monster waves yet. And here it is. So the reason I think light weapon might be the most important weapon to have on your main character is because, well, there's gonna be a lot of shade here, but also the final boss is of the type shade. Weakness, elemental power. Oh, is this not? Blurs. The blurs take damage from light and are resistant to fire. Oh, here we go. Here is your final boss. No matter what pathway you take, you will always fight Eriaudy. I'm so bad with names, and when they make them weird to spell, it makes it worse for me. It will always be Eriaudy. So that's why having a good light weapon might be crucial to actually doing really well. Also, something to note, I'm going to go ahead and drop this here in the choke point, spawn point, because it should be able to deal with most of the light most of the blurs. Also, they actually made it into the room. I actually prefer fighting inside of the crystal bot room. Usually I've got something that gives us a bonus to how much damage we can do, and there are no turret spots inside of the crystal bot room. So when when the final boss turns the lights out, you're not gonna lose any of your turret damage. Oh, they must have knocked out that little sword. No, they're just running straight past it. Oh, that's almost worse. So when he knocks out the lights in this room, he is not going to knock out any of your weapons that any of your turrets that you're actually using. I should set down a couple of turrets off to the side over here, because the wave doesn't end until you've defeated Eriaudy. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't end until you've defeated this phase of the final boss. Something else, I think this is a bug, but in the next 2 phases, he's not going to have a health bar, which is super annoying, and I don't like it. I don't know if it's actually a bug, if it's an intended gameplay. I don't like it. Fix it. Change it. I like being able to see the damage I'm doing to bosses, especially when they start with a health bar. If that was like your initial what you wanted to do, then don't change it. Don't make it start that way and then change when you go to the rest of it. But yeah, I have a feeling it's a bug. Hopefully it'll be fixed soon. They've had a patch, but it was for other like co-op related progression. So yeah, we're going to move far off to the left here. I imagine they'll fix it eventually. What do we have here? Bugs. Okay, so they're okay. I don't have any fire, so I can't do extra damage to them. I'm gonna go for a double flamethrower here, see if we can really take them out. It's super annoying that the spiders totally disable your bugs, your turrets. There it is. So I believe as soon as you open the door, starts the almost cutscene for Eriaudy. So even if you don't walk into it, it'll start the cutscene. So I think we've got double flamethrower. Oh, door is locked. Eriaudy is doing junk. I think we should be fine here. I'm going to hold them off over here because I've got the main, my 2 allies off to the side over there. So I think they should be okay. I'm going to try and make sure that these stay topped off so we can try and get a full... Oh, wait. I don't want to be here because if Eriaudy focuses on me, he will turn the lights off in that room and cause a problem. And then that's why you have to have a ton of light crystals, because Eriaudy is going to, whichever room he is, turn the lights off. And it's super annoying if you got defenses set up. That little charge up that he does there, that's him getting ready to turn the lights off. And it's just a pain. Gonna go for a triple here. Don't want to take damage from that. Let's see. Oh, yep. They immediately disabled the flamethrowers that I had set up. So we're gonna have to work our way back through the rooms. Hopefully we can get to there quick enough. I'm just gonna... Oh no! The shove will push enemies away from you. I was hopeful that I could actually just barely get through them. Now, Eriaudy is actually one of the few enemies and bosses that aren't going to focus your current main character. So they will actually go into the main room trying to fight your allies, even the AI allies, which is actually kind of helpful, because then that means I can go off doing the important tasks that I need to do. And not... Which room did you just turn off? Was it the main room? I can hear him screaming. Oh, that looks like it's ready for an upgrade. They are just running straight past the little laser. Kind of a pain in the butt. But, yeah, now, especially since we were able to defeat... Oh, no, he's going to turn the light off. I'm going to spend some of my light to turn this room back off. It's very, very crucial to have these extra rooms off to the side opened up, because it's a lot easier to defend out there if you can keep those rooms on and then keep your turrets on as well. Because, well, you can run out there just barely to the edge, tap them, and then you're fine. Doing what I'm doing here and being super aggressive with the placement of the turrets, if you don't have the extra resources, don't do that. Put it closer to your room so that we can actually run out and quickly tap it. I'm actually going to drop one here so I can have just a little bit of extra defense here. Boom! Turret's doing most of the work for us. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about before with the no health bars showing up for Eriaudy. I imagine it's going to change, but let's just assume it doesn't. And you have to continue working with this as though it's not going to change. So, yeah, when I first fought this, I was confused and thought that he was like an unkillable boss because it's the endless dungeon. Easiest way to make it endless, make it impossible to win. There is an end to the game. We need to open up the side doors over there. I think the best way to possibly get that 60-minute run is if I can get a group of 3. So I don't know, if you're making YouTube content and you have a lot of endless dungeon, maybe we can collab. I'd love to make a video just going through and getting the impossible achievements. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be as amazing clickbaity if it's like some people have it, but if it's still at 0% when I get around to making that video, it could be huge. It would be a lot of fun. Little techie boys. Gotta do some damage to me. You know what? We're going to go aggressive again with the placement here. This should cover any mortar spawns, so they should actually be able to defend themselves, which will be very handy. So I'm not going to walk into the room, and it is going to spawn Eriaudy. Caffeine, the fuel to most anything. I'm just going to stay here and see if it does take care of them for the most part. They're going to have some trouble. They are going to have some trouble, so I'm going to sit here, try to defend them so that way we can get the first level up. I would hope that doesn't take very long to get a level up. Okay, yeah, they are defending the edges there, so that's good. Setting up the extra flame turret probably is going to be the whole reason that we actually keep that area safe. Again, I'm staying here because I want to try and get these to level 2 because we got super unlucky with all of our research. Usually, I'm able to get the turrets. I've got like an excess of turrets, but this time around, we didn't get lucky at all with our turret placement in the research. These are still level 1. I'd like to get everything up to level 2. We've got a couple of level 3s, and we did get the laser blinder to level... Are these going to spawn or not? I'd really like to make sure these turrets stay alive. Oh, there we go. A little upgrade. It's going to be huge. And another upgrade. Now they should be able to do quite a bit of work on their own. I prefer these turrets because they have a very large area of effect and a high fire rate. And we're back here with our... Now, when he's doing this, I'm pretty sure he doesn't take any damage, so that's something to keep in mind. Oop. You need to keep that going. Oh, shoot. I entirely forgot that we actually opened up the other stage. Whoops. We'll just pop another one here. Oh, okay, I don't know if I actually saved that. Oh, wow, they do not spawn back with a lot of health. Oh, I think he's about to knock out. Yep. Okay, we're going to go turn this floor back on. Dang. Okay, they are doing some work. Making this kind of difficult to defend. Our single turrets, our passive turrets, seem to be very, very strong in the background over here. I probably... Oh, gosh. He was going to keep getting knocked out. Go. Going to grab this up. I think we might actually want to grab... Oh, there's not... There is just simply not a whole lot of spots for me to put turrets out. It's just another reason that Comrade is such a strong character to have. You don't need a spot to place down turrets. You can just do it wherever you want. Try to get there before they get destroyed so that we can actually maintain the level 3 progression. Oh, come on. Get it? There we go. We are having zero troubles from the right end of this map. Yeah, that little placement there, doing really, really, really good. I think we managed to get the level 3 upgrade on this one. See if I can actually make it to this fire room. Where? Oh, he was fighting my turrets off on the side. Just gonna pop another light here. We're gonna see if we can make it back into the main room to oh, that hurts a lot. That hurts significantly. Please stop healing them. The double healer is a bit of a pain. We're gonna come back here, give them some quick heals. They do not have a lot of health. That would be why they get knocked out very quickly. Coming back up here to try and maintain this just a little bit. Oh, man, they really tear through that. No, we're sitting at over 700 industry. Why don't we go ahead and pop down just a level 2 little shooter. It doesn't quite reach, but I'm hoping that's enough to maintain up here. Come on, Eriaudy. You're just sitting back here only fighting Blaze. Is that because he has a Blaze weapon? A fire weapon that you are resistant to? He just keeps turning off the lights in here. We're even going to pop another flamethrower here. Ooh, they actually made it through that time. Oh, it's because we don't have 3 turrets. We only have 2. Yeah, of course, that's going to be an issue. Unfortunately, it's going to cycle through all of your turrets, not just the one that's broken. Okay, we got a couple of shade blurs coming into the background. Your AI can usually handle that. All right, Eriaudy. I swear the last phase is taking so long. If I set up a couple of little laser blinders, the super short blade weapon, I feel like we chew through his health a lot quicker. But that is the final wave of Eriaudy. Moving on to the final phase of the core. And I believe they're just going to let us walk away, too. Because you've defeated Eriaudy, they aren't going to spawn any. So you're in no rush or danger to do this. Even though it's got a little bit of a danger bar. Okay, maybe there is a little bit of danger. But you can just kind of walk through. Like, they're not going to cause an issue for you. Oh, almost missed some lore. 7 out of 8. We've almost got max. Something else, if you've already defeated the game, go back and collect all of the mementos and all of the lore. You'll get the true ending. Right now, as you saw, I'm still collecting all of them. So we're going to get the normal basic ending. I'm going to do one more run, probably after I do all of the lore collections, to get the true ending of Endless Dungeon. Now, as soon as you get into this doorway, you're going to want to immediately run in, check out where all of the weaknesses are, and start placing them. So we've got electric and fire. So we want to locate... Oh, come on. Really? Oh, the turret placement here is awful. This is the worst turret placement. We got a bunch of light up here, so we're going to go drop this here. Okay, at least it's symmetrical. So we should be able to handle all of the blurs. I'm going to head back down here. I'm going to set up some of my own turrets to be in the way here. Set these up here. Should be fine. And then I think... I don't love the placement here. And then we're going to set up one more laser blinder up next to the core. The reason that you want a bunch of these laser blinders is because they're going to do a lot of damage to Eriaudy. And then I want the elemental weaknesses closest to the problems that we're going to have. This little smoke shroud, whatever's going on, it, I believe, stops you from teleporting back, and it kind of slows you down. You can try to avoid it. It doesn't do damage. I think it will stun you and like stop you once it goes off. That does damage though. That does a lot of damage. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my little deal here. So yeah, you can see he's sitting on top of the little laser blinder, so it's doing a lot of damage to him. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these. I should have put neutral turrets over here, but we've got plenty of extra. You know what? We're gonna just set up a whole bunch of turrets right here. Do a little heal. Oh, do I have any more turret space? If I have turret space, I would like to set up a healer. I might actually even swap out one of my turrets. Yeah, I think we've only got 6 spaces for turrets. This is a difficult one because these are like our main bit of damage to Eriaudy. I don't see any... Oh, here we go. Going to get the healer. Super awesome, this thing here, because if you hit it, you heal all of your turrets in the room. It does have a cooldown, so that's something to keep in mind. You will have to deal with a cooldown because you can't just spam it. It'd be too powerful. But if you're running up to it, I think it's probably like 8 seconds. That's probably the cooldown that you have to deal with. Here we go. We've got double laser blinders up over there, so we should be decent. I'm going to run over here to try to get the group heal. Super powerful. We're going to pop... You know how I said that we weren't going to need med kits? Might need the med kits. We're going to go ahead and pop another one of these little healers here to try and keep our turrets as topped off as possible. Because if your turrets go down, that's a lot of damage that you're losing. This is actually a decent setup. The fact that we have two blurs up top makes it a lot easier to deal with Eriaudy. The more blurs you have in the room, I feel like the easier your game is going to be, because Eriaudy is going to be weak to light. And we want to focus him. Obviously avoid those red spots. Very glad that those don't do damage to your crystal bot. That would be so annoying to be stuck with your crystal bot just taking random damage, because what are you going to do to defend against that? Oh, okay, please. Shroom, I need you to... Wait, hold on. Something that I said I was really bad about doing? Not activating ultimates. Oh, okay. Shroom's ultimate, amazing, because it gives everyone a little bit of AoE healing. It's really the only ultimate that I ever use. I think I'm going to save my next... I'm so bad at using ultimate. I have that... What is this? It's like too good to use. It's too good to use is my problem. So I just don't ever want to use my ultimate because I'm worried about the cooldown, especially now where he's almost fully gone. Yeah, I'll blow all of my cooldowns on the next one though. Oh, Those little dive bombers will just delete you. They will just delete you if you are not careful. Look at this massive defense that we have down here. I think we're doing pretty good. This is basically easy mode with this setup that we have here. I hope you've been following along because I think this might be the easiest way to deal with the final boss and make it to the core. Oh, gotta run back over to the little healer. All right, we're gonna, need to move because I'm pretty sure I will take damage. So we're gonna move to the center here. Oh, and now we're in trouble. Don't worry, we are why am I not shooting? Oh, it's because I got hit with that stupid little smoke cloud. Then we're gonna switch over to, switch over to Blaze so that way we can activate his ultimate as well. Big airstrike coming down. And now we swap back to our main character because I love turret placing heroes, just in general, in any game. Risk of Rain 2, love it. Love the heroes that basically don't have to play the game because you just place so many turrets and it does all the work for you. All right, Eriaudy, this is your final stand. You got anything to say? No? All right. Then goodbye. Oh, you little jerk. I believe this is going to be our final fight here where we have to fight just everything. Yeah, everything's going to be spawning down here. Eriaudy, a single point of health. Little cheater. Coming back up here, do a lot of the damage. Look at all those stinking invisible guys. Super annoying to deal with. But we've got plenty of healing. You know what would be overpowered? If this could actually heal your crystal bot. That would be beyond overpowered. It makes sense why they don't have it. All right, Eriaudy. Just get deleted. There you have it. That's Eriaudy gone. Let's move on to the final scene. Oh, this feels good. This feels good. I think I've gotten to the point where I can reliably and consistently get to the end of Endless Dungeon. Before we pop into the final cutscene of the game, please make sure to change that subscribe button to rainbow. They added a new animation. Go ahead and check it out down below. Off to the reactor. Woo! I love the crystal bot. I need a little either plushy crystal bot or a crystal bot action figure or something. A Funko Pop. Oh, that'd probably be a very cute one. This is the reactor.
I don't enjoy places where you can't tell what will and won't catch fire.
Blaze holding his flamethrower, concerned about what will and won't catch fire. Oh man, this feels ethereal.
It must be death. We cannot permit reactivation. Pawns of the God Killers.
Pawns of the God Killers. So I guess
That's stopping, and I'm running out of credible threats.
I think that's kind of cute.
God killers? Oh, this is great. No matter what I do next, I'll feel guilty for it.
You're back. You must stop it. Stop the stupidity. Do not turn it on, or you will be destroyed. How come you guys don't listen?
I've got a bit of a theory here.
Yes, we're here. The revolution is everywhere.
When they say pawns of the God Killers,
You have been manipulated. You will repeat the horror.
I think they mean us, the players.
Look, sorry about trying to kill you and all, but please don't do this.
Please don't.
Why are you so stubborn, you meaningless crumbs?
Us. You are the manipulator. You give the orders. For the last time. Do your work, CB. Bring down the corrupt apparatus.
Yeah, Crystal Bot. Yeah, my theory is they are being manipulated by us, the player. That's my personal fan theory. Oh. That was a big flash of ghosties.
What are you kids doing here? I'm sure you made it this time.
What was that noise?
Something very big!
Hold on, kids. Look at the gauge. The gravity control.
Check out the debris. Looks like we got a window.
Time to look sprightly. I'm not sure how long it'll hold.
All right, move it, you pose. Double time.
Watch out for my tail, you clods.
What? It works? Don't ask dumb questions. Try it.
Hang on.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, Vicky, what does this mean?
It means in about 5 seconds, we're gonna get pulled back in.
Please, read the leaflet in the seat pocket in front of you.
Hey, if we crash and die, do we get started again? Or not?
Station anti-grav is failing.
I love that little bug.
Wait, we're alive and not in the saloon.
What a rush. Almost
All
wanted to.
right. We made it out of the saloon.
That's about right. Gets me every time. There they go. Full of dreams, full of hope. Adios, amigos. Might be seeing you all sooner than you think.
Ooh. Plot twist. It's endless. Congratulations. And that's what happens at the end of the Endless Dungeon. Thank you so much for sticking around to this point in the video. If you want more Endless Dungeon or just simple roguelike gameplay, make sure to get subscribed, like the video, and check the video out over there. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! I'd love to give a quick shout out to all the channel members. I'm Afrailian, Pasta Luke, Lady9F1, Todd Gyron. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It means everything to me and brings my dream of being a full content creator one step closer. Bye-bye!